Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Ginger Fox here, and I'm gonna be reading another scary, what was it? Scary Legends. There you go. Of this one called House of Mirrors. Let's get into this, guys. The House of Mirrors is a creepy true story about an abandoned mansion in Cadiz. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna say this right now. Um, when I hear Mirrors, I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Mirrors, like the actual movie Mirrors. There's two movies of it. The first one was the one that like gave me nightmares as a kid. If you haven't watched that movie, if you don't like gore, I highly recommend not watching it. But if you like gore and shit, go watch it. But that movie's intense, man. Spain, Spain that is said to be haunted by the ghost of a girl who was murdered by her own mother. My God, why? There was a house in the old part of the Spanish city of Cadiz. Cadiz? I think it's how you pronounce it. That is known as La Casa de los Espejos, or the House of Mirrors. It is an imposing and elegant three-story house with architecture that evokes its Spanish past. This innocent facade fools no one because anybody in Cadiz who believes in ghosts and knows the mansion's history, sorry, always steers well clear of the place at night. I would too. I believe in ghosts, but that doesn't mean I want to go into the house at night. You know what I mean? Like, I fully believe in ghosts. I really do. But I don't know if it's a good idea. Legend has it that years ago, an important admiral in the Spanish Navy lived in the house with his wife and young daughter. The admiral's job meant that he was often away from home for long periods of time, as the ship traveled from port to port. His journeys took him to many different and exotic foreign countries. They said the admiral loved and cherished his beautiful daughter more than life itself. Which is understandable. I mean, like, don't most parents do that? Cherish their kids more than well, most of them, unless they're like messed up and like, you know, hurt their kids and stuff. And that's not even a parent. That's just a crazy person. That's just not even. They're not even fit to be called a parent. Anyways, whenever he left, his daughter would wave goodbye with tears streaming down her cheeks. She missed him more than anything else in this world. His daughter collected mirrors and so, as a token of his deep affection for her, each time he returned from one of his trips, he would bring her back a new mirror as a present. Oh. As the years passed, the house became filled with more and more ornate and exquisite mirrors. The girl enjoyed walking around her home and being able to gaze at her own reflection in each mirror. I don't know if I would really enjoy like a bunch of mirrors. You know what I mean? There's actually a fear. There's actually a fear that people have of being afraid of mirrors. And a lot of people have that fear at nighttime. Now, like I said, that movie The Mirrors, it does play a part at nighttime as well in the movie. So what I'm trying to say is though too, like some people are afraid shitless of the dark, right? So like when you have a mirror in the dark, they probably see shit in the mirror, or you know what I mean. Her father often boasted to his friends and colleagues that his daughter was the most beautiful girl in Cadiz. Over the years, the admiral's wife had grown old and lost her looks. Oh God. She hated having to see herself in the mirrors and become very jealous of her beautiful daughter. Yeah, this is not healthy. This is not healthy at all. Gradually, the woman sank into the depths of depression, and her resentment towards her own daughter increased in its intensity. Come on, don't do that, please. The arguments and fights between mother and daughter became more and more frequent during the periods in which the admiral was away at sea. The mother-daughter relationship was irretrievably what? Irretrievably. Irretrievably? I can't pronounce that properly. Contaminated by the secret hatred that grew in the mother's spiteful heart. She became convinced that her husband loved her daughter more than he did his own wife. Oh my God. Blinded by jealousy, her thoughts grew dark and vengeful. Some people, man, they're just, I don't even know. On the day the Admiral left on his final trip, his wife took the opportunity to put an awful plan into action. I'm just going to say this right now. I'm going to be honest. Even if, right, my husband, boyfriend, whatever, you know, we have a kid and he loves the kid a little bit more than me, why is that a bad thing? We created this child. Why is that a bad thing? It's not. It's healthy. It's really healthy. You know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to have a lot of love for your kids. Some people might say that they love the kids more than their hobby or whatever. I mean, that's not really a bad thing, is it? I mean, you know what I mean? The poor, she gave her, where did I... On the day the Admiral left on his final trip, his wife took the opportunity to put an awful plan into action. She gave her daughter a poisoned drink. This woman is acting like the Wicked Witch of the West over here, bro. Acting like the stepmother from Snow White. God damn. The poor girl drank the poison and suffered for days, bleeding from the mouth and eyes. Oh, what? Before she slipped into a coma and died. The mother was convinced that with the daughter out of the way, she and her husband could rekindle their love. That's not gonna happen. Not at all. The father returned a week later and was met at the front door by his wife. She calmly informed him that their daughter had contracted a horrible disease and died while he was away. Upon hearing the terrible news, the man burst into tears. He was completely devastated and spent the next few days sitting in his daughter's bedroom, head in hands, weeping bitterly. I mean, can you blame him? Like, fuck. What kind of twisted person do you have to be to kill your own child and expect, oh, you know what? Since my child's out of the picture, I get all the love in the world. Yeah, that's a psychopath. Oh, no. Late one night, as the father was wiping the tears from his eyes, he happened to glance into one of the mirrors that hung on the bedroom wall. What he saw made him tremble with fear. In the mirror stood the ghostly figure of his beloved child. Oh my God, what? As he watched, a shocking scene unfolded in the mirror. His daughter was sending him a message from beyond. Reflected in the mirror, he saw his wife poisoning a drink and offering it to his daughter. He watched as his daughter lay in bed, blood pouring from her eyes and mouth, screaming out in pain at her bedside. His wife silently gloated. The sight of his beloved child thrashing about in agony before finally succumbing to the deadly poison was more than the poor man could handle. Stunned and full of anger, having discovered the awful truth, the Admiral ran downstairs and grabbed his wife by the arms. He forced her to confess to the crime and then marched her down to the local police station and turned her in. The woman was put on trial for the murder of her daughter and sentenced to spend the rest of her days alone behind the bars of a filthy prison cell. Good. However, the father never recovered from the death of his only daughter. He simply could not bear to go on living in the house where she had been so cruelly murdered. Each mirror reminded him of his daughter's beauty, and he was unable to get over the pain of her loss. He left Cadiz and moved far away in an effort to forget his past. The house lay abandoned for decades, its walls still covered with mirrors. People who lived nearby claimed that late at night they could hear screams echoing around the old building. Sorry. They said that it sounded like a young girl crying out in pain. Sorry about that. Some brave souls ventured into the house to investigate the mysterious sound. The noises seemed to be coming from the top floor. They heard the pitiful weeping and wailing of a child, splitting the silence of the night. The screams were so strange, yet they seemed to bounce off the mirrors, as if the sounds were emanating from each one. Sorry. Sorry guys, this cough is fucked. Oh god. One careless and careless individual accidentally broke one of the mirrors. Oh no. They say that when he picked up the fragments and looked at them, they did not reflect his face, instead reflect in the mirror. He was horrified to see a dead girl. Her face bore an expression of anger that sent a chill down his spine and made him run, screaming from the house. I don't know why you went in there in the first place, buddy. Others who visited the house claimed that they caught a glimpse out of the corner of their eye of a girl watching them from inside the mirrors. Upon seeing this, some fled the house in terror, counting themselves lucky to have escaped with their lives. I don't know why you went in there. After years passed, the history of the House of Mirrors and what had happened there began to spread from Cadiz to the rest of Mexico. Man, I know that people believe in ghosts, like me. I do believe in ghosts and shit too. But I just can't go in the house that's haunted. Like, even if I am with people, I'm just frightened shitless. I really am. Legend became so famous that many teenagers came from far and wide to explore the old, dilapidated building at night. Most of them wanted to either demonstrate their courage or investigate whether it was possible to look in the mirrors and catch a fleeting glimpse of a murdered girl. Why do you want to check your courage? Like, is it worth it? A few years ago, some young people began organizing trips to the old place. They held a contest to see who would dare to stay the longest inside the haunted mansion. They say that once you spend a few minutes inside the House of Mirrors, you won't dare to enter a second time. Can you just, let the girl rest and, not visit the area? Like, shit. I understand that you believe in ghosts, but they need peace. They need peace. They really do. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. It's really not. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, though. As always, stay safe and take care. Bye-bye.